I live in Madison, Wisconsin. It's on an isthmus sandwiched between two lakes. I'm very fortunate to call this place home. For a busy residential neighborhood, there's no shortage of wildlife. Every day, I'm astonished by the variety of birds I see feeding in my yard. In the fall, we had some new visitors. Their presence seemed sudden, but they had been here since the spring. Then finally, around Thanksgiving, I got a glimpse of them. Wild turkeys. There were 4 males and 4 females. Sometimes the toms traveled stag. Other times, the full entourage made their way from yard to yard, completely unfazed by the stir they were causing. They would forage and preen and linger in the road, holding up traffic, the males barking in protest at any motorist that was rude enough to sound their horn. Those buggers weren't afraid of staring down the city bus. People would often stop and watch in amazement at the giant birds as they ambled down the street. They'd become local celebrities. Not everyone is enchanted with the flock. To our neighbors, the turkeys are an irritation. For the most part, people enjoy seeing the turkeys making their rounds in the neighborhood, or at least they tolerate them. It was fun to watch the birds feed in my yard. They possess an intelligence and curiosity for which humans often don't give them credit. The toms will peck and pull at objects that catch their eye. One afternoon, we left a small sack in the yard to see how they would react to it. Females seem equally inquisitive, but show less aggression than their brothers. I notice they tend to be more visual when investigating things that hold their interest. One day, I observed a female having difficulty keeping up with the flock. She hobbled several dozen paces behind them with an injured leg. I decided to call her Limpy Girl. When I saw her alone in the yard one afternoon, I couldn't help but worry. I was afraid she would become permanently separated from her family. I was relieved that her flight skills were strong. Winter has arrived, and it brought snow and bitter cold weather. The turkeys are still here, trying to stay warm and foraging for food. They're also back in my neighbor's yard, getting into mischief. As the weeks passed, I was glad to see Limpy Girl's leg healing. She seemed to be able to keep up with her family. There are people who dislike wildlife. They view some animals as a nuisance and cannot stand them on their property. That mindset baffles me. We need to do more to protect wildlife. We're the ones destroying their habitat. These turkeys are urban birds living alongside us. They were born here. The wild is everywhere. Just look outside.